Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing some more work on my sprinkle island of dandelion, and I had a big brainstorming session. I was like, what can I do on this island? What sort of builds? And then I thought about it. I was like, Easter, rabbits like carrots, so we are going to do a carrot farm, and that is what we're going to try and do today. But before we get to that, I do have a few things to do before we can get to the building, because it is a mess at the moment. So I need to clear out some space, get rid of these flowers. The red pansies I am never ever going to use again, for sure. And whilst I was moving the flowers, I noticed I had a campsite villager, so I decided to pop on in, but then I was highly disappointed. What is this? This is not what I signed up for. We're here for all the yellow cuties. I didn't even waste my time finding out what the villager's name was, and frankly, I still don't know what it is now. I then decided to get to work and do some terraforming. There is a lot of cliffs that I want to build, and I'm kind of working in this bottom left-hand corner. I really want to do something different for this farm. I feel like a lot of farms that you see, they're all kind of flat, and I've decided I'm going to do this over 2 levels and also get a villager home in here as well, which will probably pop up the top. I then decided to skip forward a day because this was the day that Rory is finally moving out. That guy is a troublemaker and a half. And I also realized that I'm making a carrot farm for a rabbit that I don't actually have on my island yet. So we need to get a rabbit moved in. And I decided to go to a treasure island and get Bonbon. I don't know if Bonbon is a controversial choice, but I really think she's underrated and she's super adorable. Maybe it's the hair that puts people off, but I really like her. So with my rabbit acquired and my terraforming done, it's time to put in a space for a little bit of a log incline here. So I went ahead and rounded off some cliffs as well whilst I was in the process, just to make it look a little bit better and give it a little bit more space. Next up on my list of tasks was obviously to get the incline placed, so I did that and paid off Lloyd with no issues. And then it was time to move Bonbon's house as well. I decided to put it up on the cliff. I wanted space either side so that I can do a little bit of decorating if I wanted to, or maybe just chuck a tree down. Before I skip forward a day to get the house done and the incline sorted, I decided to do a spot more of custom design shopping. So I picked up these borders that will go around the in-game path and make like flower beds for the carrots. I don't know if I should call them vegetable beds, but that just sounds odd. Anyway, on the topic of vegetables, I decided we needed some more carrot themed things, so I picked up this little carrot flag, which will be so cute, and I could just pop it down, and also some umbrellas, which are like the custom design ones where they kind of give the illusion, and these are great for farm designs and also like farmers markets, whatever you've got going on. I'm not sure how I'll use them in this build particularly, but at least I have them here as an option. Once that was done, I time traveled forward a day, and it was definitely a gloomier day today. I did a quick check on what I had done so far. The house was here. I'm definitely going to change that exterior to something a bit more brighter and yellower over time. But it's time to get our hard hat on and finally get to doing some decorating, doing some work, and hopefully this farm will come to life, or sprout to life, should I say. The first thing that I'm going to do is obviously start work on the paths. I think this is a great starting point for any build if you're using custom design paths or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a good starting point to lay out what you're doing. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm laying out where my carrot beds, I'm just going to come up with different names where I'm planting them. What do you call them? Crop plots? That's what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I want them to go, and then I'm going to go in with these borders, which I said about before. This word of warning, if you do decide to do this, this is going to shrink down your crop space area. So I'm doing this mainly for aesthetics, not for actually getting hold of any crops, but it does still look cute, and I'm going to try and be as creative as I can and try and pop down lots of items around the flower beds themselves and try and like make the area feel full without it being like, oh look, there's a huge gap there and just 2 carrots in those beds. So I'm gonna have to be very creative with that. And then I'm obviously gonna use my normal path, which I used for my entrance, which is just a stunning sprinkle path. I really highly recommend it. I haven't yet put together a list of all my spring codes, but I do still have a stream where I did most of my code shopping. I'm still kind of picking up the odd code here and there, so it feels a bit redundant to try and do a video with all of my codes right now because they might change over time, so I don't want to do that. And then up here on this cliff is where I'm putting in more carrot beds because we want to get as many carrots in here as possible. And then I did struggle a little bit with trying to figure out how I wanted the rest of the path to look. But to fix the house a little bit, make it a little bit more brighter, I decided to add in a yellow doormat. This is where it got a little bit tough because I was like, do I put something here? Do I not? Like, there's not a lot of room between her house and the actual flower bed, but hopefully it will still look okay. And then I want to curve this lovely sprinkle path around to the incline itself. And then in between these areas, hopefully we can get some natural stuff like we were working with on the entrance itself, which, by the way, if you haven't already seen it, go and check it out. If you have seen it, let me know somehow, drop a flower in the comment or something like that. And while you're here, make sure that you've already liked the video as well. If I've kept you this long, please like the video. And I decided to use these little log things, which I did save for my entrance. And I wasn't sure what to do with them, but I think they do kind of work nicely with breaking up the path a little bit. I still haven't found the kind of log planks, the little kind of single log planks that I really desire. So it's a bit, I'm still a bit like, oh, I want to find some good ones, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. And I do think some trees here. The one thing that I will say about sprinkle, if you're trying to do a sprinkle island, is definitely more sporadic trees than all like clustered together. I think personally that just looks a bit better for the whole theme. And I did need to make some cliff adjustments, as you can see, just so that we have a bit more room up here for this flower bed, because otherwise it's going to be like, that's the end of the cliff. But I'll put some fencing or something just to kind of match it up, and then it won't feel like someone's going to fall off the cliff. Not that I feel like that anyway, but just for those details, you know? I really do like the way that these flower beds look. I am trying to, it's been 4 years of playing Animal Crossing, and I am trying to do more different things, trying to experiment more with different ways to design. So this is definitely one of the ways that I have found to do that. Okay, so now it's time for the fun part, getting all of those items in, making it look really cute, hopefully, fingers crossed. That is what I'm going for here. So I'm going to put some storefronts here. I thought about just trying to make like a little bit of a shed, but it's not really a shed, but I think the storefronts kind of give that look. But the placement, oh my gosh, I struggled so much. Bearing in mind, this is obviously sped up. I was here pondering how to place the storefronts for so long. And of course we had to get a barrel in as well. And here are the carrots, nice and ripe, ready to be planted. And yes, as I said earlier, you could only get two carrots in, but I think that'll be enough. For the other details that I'm going to add, I'm hoping it's enough anyway. So like we can add wheat fields everywhere. I have obviously got this sign with the carrot on. If you weren't sure what this area is, a sign is always a good kind of thing to have added in, just so people are doubly sure. And then another barrel is always a winner. I tried to put in this umbrella, and then I don't know, this one wasn't as good as the other carrot one, so I just kind of left it, and instead I had this wooden stool in my inventory and went in with the little watering can on top, which I thought was cute. And then obviously I added in the shovel and just some smaller details here. There is going to be a lot of flowers just spread around because I think that is like the sprinkle aesthetic. So many flowers everywhere. I did add the carrot design onto the wooden box as well. That's just trying to tie in those little details here and there, just to get the kind of like really feel of the farm going on. And more wheat fields. This kind of little corner down here is going to be very awkward. I'm not sure what I'm going to manage to fit in there. I don't want a tree there because I feel like that will kind of hide the farm area that I've got going on. And then I did think about adding in somewhere to collect water, so that's why I put the puddle down. And then I did put the other umbrella here. I do prefer this carrot umbrella. If you were looking at the designs, I do prefer them. It just, I think, just didn't look quite right there, so I did remove it because I think the tree was blocking a lot of it off, which I didn't want. And then I realized I actually had a bunny in my inventory and decided to add it in. I know I'm making this whole area for Bonbon, who is obviously a rabbit, but I thought I kind of like the idea of having little rabbits everywhere because they're going to be stealing the carrots from the farm. There's not many carrots to steal, but they can steal them anyway. And then I did mention about the faucet or the tap here so that they can refill their watering cans or buckets, whatever it is, just to make sure the carrots are suitably well watered and not thirsty, because that would be a disaster. I don't know if I really like the positioning of it, but I did say that corner might be awkward, so it is a little bit awkward. And then I did grab some more of these little pot things. I thought it would be nice to just have the little pots, the like little baby carrots in there. And I am going to be using more grass standees. Grass standees are one of the items that I haven't really used a lot in my whole decorating kind of history, and I think they kind of work for a sprinkle island because the colors are so good. And then we have a little gnome, but I decided to remove him. The thing with the gnome was that the rabbit was there, and then the height wasn't working, so we got rid of it. So I came up here to work on this section. This is going to be pretty much of the same of what kind of like look we're going for down the bottom. I think I might maybe add in like a windmill, like a storage shed, just to help kind of give it some interest, and it's not just plain carrot beds everywhere. So hopefully that will work out. Obviously sporadic flowers everywhere as well, and dropped carrots. I separated it from the main pile of carrots, but then I forgot about the fact that I actually wanted to drop it. So I'm just going to get rid of some random stuff that I have in my inventory so I can go and fill my pockets once again with new stuff that I want. So this is the area where I thought maybe a little wooden storage shed will be good here. So I did decide to put down some wooden planks just to make it feel a bit more like put together, and a storage shed behind it just so that you've got some backdrop. And these work nicely for just separating out the areas, and then I just thought it would just be a nice little potting point for like potting plants and things. I know those are flowers, just imagine they're carrots, okay? Because no, they don't, do they? I was getting confused with potatoes then. I feel like potatoes, they sometimes have flowers on them. I don't think carrots do. No, in fact, they definitely do not have flowers on them. But yeah, potatoes do. And then this just wasn't working. I was trying to get as many details in as I could just to fill it up so it didn't feel so empty, but it was a struggle. It was a struggle, that's for sure. I think working in such limited space made it a lot harder than I anticipated it to be, but we managed to work it out, and the seed little pots are also a great addition if you're trying to think of what ways to fill out your farm area. And then I thought, what nice way to sit outside on your carrot farm, then enjoy some carrot cake. So Bonbon now has a little seating area where she can sit and enjoy some carrot cake. I wasn't sure what I was doing here. I was trying to find a nice custom design. I actually maybe not a fan of some of the ones that I did save, so they may be getting deleted because I think I'm running out of space now, because word of warning, these borders took a lot of space to fill up. So I wanted to do them, but I also was like, oh, I'm sacrificing so many custom designs here to get them, but hopefully it's worth it. Hopefully I can find some other uses for these borders as well. If you have any ideas, please feel free to share in the comments, because I definitely need them. I definitely need them too. And then some more dropped carrots as well. I'm just gonna have carrots everywhere. I no word of a lie, I will probably end up picking up these carrots at some point and just accidentally eating them. I can see it happening now. And then here's a windmill over on this side, and just adding in some more nature, a few custom designs. I wanted to get it in just behind the tree a little bit. That's better, yeah, there. And also some custom design under it, just to give it some more detail, so it's not just like on the grass looking a bit boring. I did accidentally put that fence down, but I kind of like it, and now I'm wondering, should I have actually gone for that fence over the simple wood fence? I don't know if it would have looked better, but either way, maybe I need to be more adventurous. Normally I just have one fence option for the whole island just to make it feel more cohesive, but I think I need to get better at mixing it up, that's for sure. And then this area I just wanted to get done so that I can kind of like say this area is finished. So again, lots more like natural things like we saw at the entrance, and just fill in those cliff designs. I did a video it feels like forever ago now, about how to decorate cliffs and just what sort of items are the best for putting on cliffs and stuff. And I think this is a pretty good benchmark for like 2.0 items as well. So the vines are pretty good. The wheat fields, obviously, those are great additions. So if I was going to do that now, I would add them in too. So here we are. This is what the finished product looks like. I'm just going to put in a little bit of a montage of everything when it's finished, and also when it's sunny, because I feel like that makes a huge difference. I really hope that this has maybe inspired you to work on some farm areas on your sprinkle island, and I think this is definitely nice if you want to add in maybe a little bit of a nod to Easter and have some bunny rabbits on your island. So this is very, very cute. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like and also subscribe if you're not already, and I shall see you again soon with another one. Bye bye.